All right, hello gamers, and welcome to the gaming news update here. And we're pleased to tell you Watch Dog is getting a movie. It's officially happening. The filming for Watch Dog has officially begun. We have an image right here showcasing we just basically have this image to confirm that they are working on a movie for Watch Dog, which is related to the Ubisoft, basically related to that Ubisoft series that has kind of been lacking in games because of the recent Watch Dogs Legion that apparently killed the franchise, according to Ubisoft's managers. But it's really cool to see that the movie series is definitely still going ahead, despite the fact that they haven't been making any new Watch Dogs games. They're still committed to make this movie of Watch Dogs, which is really cool. So obviously the film has just begun, so we obviously are not going to get a release date just yet, but apparently all we know is that Tom Bailey and Sophie Wilder are going to be in this movie in some capacity. We don't know the rest of the cast yet, but I'm sure we'll know more soon once they reveal more details about their plans for the movie and whether or not we're going to get a sequel at some point. But nevertheless, the movie has officially began filming, so fingers crossed it will turn out to be a great success. Hopefully it's going to do very, very well. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So we'll see if it lives up to the hype for the movie going forward. So that's really cool to news here about a Ubisoft franchise. That's another Ubisoft franchise finally getting a movie release in the near future. On top of that, we finally now know when we can expect our next three Activision games for Game Pass, because obviously a social media poster basically came out and was collaborated by Windows Central that Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 remake and Spyro Reunited trilogy will be coming to the subscription service in the near future. But the plan is that they're going to try and get Crash Bandicoot N. trilogy by August 2024. So yes, by next month, Crash Bandicoot N. trilogy should be on your Game Pass service by then. So hopefully by the time we get to August, Crash Bandicoot N. trilogy will be there, Spyro Reunited trilogy hopefully will be there, and Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 remake will hopefully also be there. But the understanding is that the reason we're not getting all the Activision games is because they're going to drip feed to the platform. So they're going to gradually make them all available. So it seems as though that they're going to start with Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Tony Hawk. And hopefully this is going to lead to some Call of Duty releases, hopefully. And hopefully we're going to see the first set of Call of Duty titles made their way to Game Pass over the coming weeks. So fingers crossed, we should get confirmation maybe during Call of Duty next, when we're going to hopefully get to see some classic Call of Duty titles on Game Pass, which is going to be very, very cool. That's really, really good news that it won't be too long until until Xbox players can play Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Reunited Trilogy, and Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 remake from the Activision's back catalog on Game Pass. If you haven't played any of these titles, hopefully soon you'll be able to play. And then another interesting thing that was also coming up is the fact that it seems as though Microsoft could be doing some sort of a integration with GeForce Now. Yeah, you probably haven't heard about this, but essentially they're building a plan to bring the GeForce Now system onto Xbox, which is very, very interesting that Microsoft are really pushing for this, because this has all been a new development within Microsoft, that they're really wanting to get GeForce Now into their integration. And there's been a lot of leaked images lately that does suggest they're trying to do a direct integration of NVIDIA's GeForce Now, because every time that people have been checking out Xbox games, they've been given an option to boost it through GeForce Now. So it's very, very interesting that GeForce Now could be partnering with Microsoft to bring their service to an Xbox platform, which is very interesting. So yeah, so you might want to keep your eyes peeled because it looks like GeForce Now could be joining Xbox, the Xbox console pretty soon, which is going to be very interesting to see GeForce join Xbox consoles in the coming months. I think that might be an interesting time for Xbox players to see this integration finally become a thing in the world. So yeah, I thought I'd put that out there for those who might be interested that, hey, GeForce Now could be joining the Xbox family pretty soon, which is going to be our first chance to see this service join a console platform, which is going to be very interesting to see how it's been handled, how it's going to handle being on an Xbox platform, on a console platform, that is. Alongside that, we also found out that Call of Duty is planning a collaboration for the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie. They want to do a collaboration dedicated to the whole movie, where they want to bring skins related to the characters Deadpool and Wolverine to Call of Duty, and obviously the movie comes out at the end of the month, so hopefully this will be a part of the next seasonal from Call of Duty. It seems to be the best time they want to introduce this collaboration. So we'll see how it goes, but it seems it's going to be interesting to see these two Marvel characters finally get their presence in Call of Duty. This will be the first time Marvel characters have debuted on Call of Duty. So let me know what you think in the comment section about this collaboration that Activision's doing with Deadpool and Wolverine that could be coming in the coming weeks, which is going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out when it finally debuts. And then, of course, I'll leave a link in the description to some news that came from TwitchCon in Europe last week, where they've announced some new additions to the Twitch app, as well as clip discoveries and more. You can read more in the description if you're interested to know some of the updates that Twitch will be doing for their platform in the coming months. There's going to be some big updates coming for Twitch users, viewers very soon. This was also very interesting, but we also see that there's been a lot of mixed reviews, and that the First Descent's been doing pretty well. It's managed to get over 300,000 users. I'm pretty sure that's way past that now in terms of player count. But yeah, First Descent's been getting a lot of praise since it's been released. It's had a 43% positive views, even though it's been slightly mixed since its launch. But I would imagine it's more positive now because they've fixed some of the frame rate issues and some of the little bugs that have been affecting the game day one. So hopefully some of those have been resolved now. So hopefully we're going to see some positive reviews for the First Descent going forward, which is pretty nice. So that's nice to see that the First Descent's getting a lot of praise since its release, which is really nice. And then, of course, we found out that Capcom's managed to get their hands on an animation studio, Midium Studios. This is the company that's now been acquired by Capcom for just $27,000. It seems as though Capcom's trying to buy this company to maybe do animations related to Resident Evil potentially, or maybe to bring some of their Capcom titles to movie theaters, which would be very interesting if this is their way of bringing their franchises to the movies by doing animation versions of those characters. Perhaps should be very interesting. So either way, Capcom's now got access to this company now because they've acquired. So we'll see how this acquisition will go going forward. Also, we found out that Fortnite's disabled vehicles, neutral fists, and more from rank mode. This is all because of the new All Sweaty Summer update that's just gone live on Fortnite, where things are going to get a little sweaty in rank Battle Royale. So they've decided to disable some items so that it's fair, pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much as part of their summer update for Fortnite that's just gone live just basically today. For those who want to take advantage, or yesterday, should I say, if you want to take advantage of the summer update Fortnite. As well as that, Bethesda has also shared an outline of their upcoming Fallout 76 Mild Past Zero update. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see details about their upcoming Fallout 76 update that's coming later in the year. On top of that, we also found out about the band Napcom are doing a summer showcase soon. and they might be introducing a new Bleach game as part of that celebration. So this is going to be during Anime Export, which is when they're going to do their live showcase, where they're going to be announcing some anime titles during their showcase. Obviously, that's happening. Well, it should have happened, but it'll be happening in a few hours' time if you want to see their summer showcase for 2024, announcing some upcoming anime titles. Capcom also ended the seasonal support for X Primal, so it looks like X Primal is finally wrapping up their dates beginning the 11th of July. Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but I think, it sounds like they've basically done what they need to do with X Primal, so they can now focus on their next project at Capcom, which is very fair. And then, of course, Ubisoft, being Ubisoft, decides to push for NFTs again. Yep, they've done something stupid and decide to push for this once again. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to hear more about what they're actually trying to attempt to do with this recent development about them pushing this notion again. And then on top of that, PlayStation have finally announced they're going to be at Tokyo Game Show in September, where they're going to be bringing, well, they haven't said all the games they're bringing, but there's been a lot of speculation that they are going to be bringing Lego Horizon, as well as Astrobot could be coming to Tokyo Game Show. So there is a chance that they could be bringing a couple of their upcoming games, and this could also be a place where they could reveal the PS5 Pro. So we might get some announcements regarding the PS5 Pro at this event, which is going to take place between the 26th to the 29th of September, which kind of does make sense. They would want to announce it around September time. So yeah, sounds like Tokyo Game Show could be a perfect place for Sony to finally reveal PlayStation 5 Pro, which could be their big announcement for September, where they finally announced the Pro version of the PlayStation 5. Has been longly rumored for some time, so looks like that announcement could be coming as we head into September, which I'm sure a lot of PlayStation fans are looking forward to hearing news about that. Now, in terms of other news, of course, you may have heard about the fact that the Horizon Zero Dawn TV series has been put on ice because of the current showrunner. He's been accused of toxic behavior by a number of sources who has worked with him on the Umbrella Academy, and because of this, he's basically pretty much fired. And they've decided that it's apparently claimed in Rolling Stone that the TV adaptation for Horizon Zero Dawn is apparently no longer moving forward because of this. So because of this incident, it basically means that we're not going to possibly be seeing the Horizon Zero Dawn TV adaptation anymore because this individual chose to be involved in toxic behavior, and it's because of that it's pretty much off the table at this point, which is pretty bad news that we're never going to see a TV version of Horizon Zero Dawn anymore, but one could hope that it'll be revived at some point, but at this moment in time, we're not getting one. So pretty unfortunate, but I like to be hopeful that it'll get resurrected. Hopefully it'll get revived at some point, because I feel like it deserves to be recognized as I think the series deserves a TV series, and I'm hoping we'll get one down the road, I hope. As well as that, the Boston part of CD Projekt Red is also working on the sequel for Cyberpunk 2077, and apparently they're pushing for a more American or affecting America feel to Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, which is really, really cool that they're pushing to. So that's really cool that we're going to see. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. We're going to be hopefully seeing maybe a more American style Cyberpunk 2077 for a sequel down the road. Fingers crossed. And then on top of that, we've also got some collectible figurines that are going to be coming out in August, featuring characters from PlayStation's archives or PlayStation franchises such as God of War, Horizon. We also have Ghost of Tsushima that's also featured in here. So you got a couple of, these are the main characters that are getting figurines from the PlayStation Gear store. They can now pre-order, and they're going to be rolling out in mid-August. So go and check them out if you want to pre-order and get yourselves a figurine of some of your favorite PlayStation characters who are now getting figurines this August, which is pretty nice. From Software about the difficulty in Elden Ring, and they're basically just saying that they're absolutely busted. Players calling them absolutely busted, and of course, yeah, it didn't really receive well. Obviously, there's been a lot of a lot of interesting talks about the Shadow of the Elden Tree. Like some players saying it's really, really hard, and also because some of the devs are like, oh, we need to get used to this stuff. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the community reacts to. Obviously, they are fixing some stuff, which is at least a good thing. In terms of its difficulty, it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. So yeah, maybe not get our hopes up for that. In terms of the First Descent, obviously we might as well go back to that because we do have a bit of a roadmap as to what we can expect for the rest of the year for the First Descent. So the first season of First Descent is going to be launching on the late August, and they're promising a new Descendant and a Colosseum, which is a part of a early August update, which will be releasing just before Season 1, which is going to be out in the late August, where there'll be a new Descendant, new Colosseum, new weapons, dungeon, and basically season passing progression and field completions. That stuff will be a part of the first season, which is going to be called Invasion. And then, of course, in early December, we will be getting Season 2, which is going to be called Ancestry, which is going to include a new mega dungeon, which is like a raid-like activity that will be including new Descendants, ultra companions, and season pass, and all that type of stuff. New weapon, etc., will all be available in early December when Season 2 rolls out. So there you go. This is just giving you a little bit of a glimpse of what the roadmap's going to look like. First Descent from early December, late August being the start of Season 1, and then Season 2 coming out in early December, hopefully just before the Game Awards. We'll be getting Season 2. So that's how the First Descent's going to roll for the rest of the year. Battlefield 2042 is doing a collaboration for Dead Space, which is another EA release that's happened in the last few months. They decided to do a whole game mode called the Outbreak mode, which is going to be going live next week on the 16th of July, where you're going to be able to get your hands on the Outbreak mode, and it's going to be going live from the 9th of July to the 16th of July, where you're going to be able to basically play the Outbreak mode and basically be like you're in Dead Space in Battlefield 2042, which is going to be a part of a new collaboration that Battlefield 2042 are going to be doing to celebrate the summer, which is going to be quite nice. So yeah, you can check that out in Battlefield 2042 next week. So there you go. That's a little surprise for Battlefield 2042 players who want to check that out. PlayStation Stars is returning soon in regional rollouts, so they are going to be gradually bringing back PlayStation Stars for those who are when PlayStation Stars is coming back. It's coming out gradually return, and you'll be able to start earning points again to get your rewards. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. So hopefully in the coming days, UK, US, and Europe will have access to the PlayStation Stars once again. Then we also found out that Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is coming out on the 19th of September. For those who want to get their hands on this remaster of Dead Rising from Capcom, it's going to have 4K, 60 frames per second, all that jazz you can look forward to in September should you fancy playing this remaster of a Dead Rising game. Of course, we can expect a new Resident Evil game in the near future as well, so we could obviously expect more Resident Evil on the way. As you could probably imagine, we were going to get some more. And then of course we also had some content for Season 1 of XDefiant. That's all gone live. They're also doing a new story trailer for A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead, which is the upcoming Quiet Place game that's going to be releasing later this year. So it's good to see that they're giving us a taste of some of the story elements of the game. George R.R. Martin is also teasing an Elden Ring adaptation for film and TV, so we could definitely expect a TV and film series for Elden Ring to come, thanks to George R.R. Martin, who is the guy behind the Game of Thrones who's now working on potentially bringing Elden Ring to film and TV. So we'll see how it all goes. And I'm pretty sure it won't be too long until we start seeing those movie and TV series releases of Elden Ring. Pretty sure that'll be pretty soon. And then on top of that, we also found out some more about Crazy Taxi, the new Crazy Taxi, that it's going to be open world and multiplayer. So that's what you can expect from the new Crazy Taxi when it comes from Sega in the years to come. Now, in terms of Xbox, obviously, we did get an update for First Descent as well. Our first major update for the game is mainly just them fixing, just a small fix, just to fix some of the loading screen issues and the loading screen volume when the game starts, etc. Just doing some small fixes, of course. There's also been an interesting interview about GTA 5 and that cancelled single player DLC that apparently it was really, really good before they cancelled it, which is very unfortunate that we'll never get to see this single player DLC, which is really unfortunate. I'm hoping we'll get single player content with GTA 6. We'll see how it all goes. Also, Xbox has been sending out excellent rewards for special games, which is really cool. So you can expect some games to have some excellent rewards, which includes the Texas, obviously that includes the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as well as the My Time at San Rock has also got a reward as well. So yeah, Xbox is basically rewarding these companies for being a part of the Game Pass and being considered excellent game on Xbox, which is really, really nice. And speaking of Xbox, this is your last chance to get Apple TV Plus for 3 months free if you're an Xbox player. So make sure to take advantage of that if you want to have 3 months free of Apple TV Plus, your Xbox watching through Xbox, of course. We also found out that there's been over 600K sales for Xbox Series X and S in Japan. So the consoles sales are doing really, really well there. And then we've also found about the lack of Horizon Zero Dawn adventures for Xbox mainly because PlayStation hasn't really had a reason to release it on Xbox. But yeah, they haven't really got anything to announce for an Xbox version, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically all we know regarding a future for Xbox release for Lego Horizons Adventures. And then we also saw an unreleased OG Xbox game, The Invisible Iron Man, appeared online and shows some really cool concepts of what the game would have been if it was a real thing. Oh, well. And and also the Crew Motorfest is free to play this week if you want to try out the Crew Motorfest, which I'll probably be playing it over the course of the weekend because I really want to get the full game of it, and I'm hoping I will soon. So yeah, the Crew Motorfest free to play this weekend if you want to play the Crew Motorfest, Ubisoft's racing title, Xbox or PlayStation. But yeah, apart from that, really, that's pretty much all the news at this time, really. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you all for some more gaming news soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys.